Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So, I was just thinking, okay, even though I am watching the Wolverine again because why not? So, on my dad's Disney Plus account, on his TV. So, I was thinking, because we all know the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are coming to the MCU. Now, what better way to introduce Wolverine? Because let's face it, Wolverine is probably most likely going to appear in either Falcon and Winter Soldier, because it is pretty much, I don't know, they're going to do a lot with the Super Soldier program, Weapon X, all that fun stuff. Explore that side of situation, I believe. Now, here's how I would. Now, I'm trying to make sense of how they could introduce the Fox X-Men into the MCU without changing anything. Just retcon the events of the first three, all of the X-Men movies and whatnot, and make a Wolverine versus Hawk movie set 6 months before Wolverine goes to Tokyo, and a week or two or a month after the events of Avengers. Just because, if you think about it, it should and could work if you do it that way. Think about it. Avengers 1 came out in 2012. The Wolverine came out in 2013. A year apart. And you can still make it set in phase 2. You can set it, you can have them duke it out for the first time on screen in phase 2. And then whoever loses could go back for revenge. For revenge. And like, so if they do it that way, that could still work. And after, if you do a sequel, if you do a sequel, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a huge freaking trilogy, you could have Hawk be affected, still be affected by Wanda Maximoff's brainwashing, and he goes to Canada again, and Wolverine and Hulk freaking fight again. And then that's how they fight again for round 2. And then at the end they get along, and we explore in the sequel, we explore Hulk's point of view, but in the first one we explore Wolverine's point of view. Now that could work. That could be a good way to introduce the Fox X-Men without changing the continuity and without retconning the big, without doing a massive freaking retcon, because let's face it, we want the X-Men to be introduced. We want them to be full-fledged members into the MCU. And that could work. And you could oh, wait. There's that whole thing where Hulk does go into outer space, but I almost forgot about that. So here's what I was thinking. So let me rephrase that. So from Hulk's point of view for the sequel of Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk's jet does go into outer space, but it crashes in Canada, and he wakes up, but he's still affected by the by Wanda Maximoff's, aka the Scarlet Witch's mind control, and now they're fighting because Hulk is still affected by Wanda Maximoff's brain or mind control. And not only is Hulk affected, but Wolverine is struggling to go back, or is struggling to is off doing his own thing and whatnot, and then they team up on Sakaar in space, because they both, at the end of the movie, they both get captured by aliens. And that's when they fight again in the sequel, because it will work. If it works, I don't know. I'm hoping it works, but so at the end of that movie, if you do part 3, do a continuation of that movie, of the prior 2 movies that came before it. One showing Wolverine's point of view, Hugh Jackman Wolverine's point of view at that, and Mark Ruffalo's Hawk point of view for the second, after dealing with his jet crashing and being put into space, his jet crashing, and being put back in, or being thrown and plummeted into frickin' rocketed out of his jet, going back to Canada, and the aliens pick up the scrap metal at the end of the sequel, after they are done teaming up, and they both get captured. And the best way to end that trilogy is make them continue their fighting on Sakaar, and they're pretty much frenemies at this point, where they do occasionally battle once in a while. Wolverine wins a handful of matches, and Wolverine wins a handful of matches, and they have to team up to face aliens, and they're fixing one of the Avengers Quinjets, or jets, that Hawk got into and shot into space with, or that he was shot into space on, if that makes sense. So literally, it could work if it's done right. So you literally have phase 2 already started. Both are a part of phase. Wolverine is Wolverine versus Hawk Part 1 is the beginning of phase 2, or is set in phase 2. Wolverine vs. Hawk Part 2 and 3 are set in phase 3. That could work, because you don't have to do so much retconning. And at the end of that movie, Wolverine gets put back, or is sent back to Earth, and then he has to at that time, which would be 2017, he spends the remaining years with the X-Men, or he gets put on the X-Men, he gets sent back to the X-Men, the X-Mansion, and then he's just teaching and everything like nothing happened. And then the events of Days of Future Past takes place, and we see what it's like after that. You don't have to retcon. You don't have to do dramatic changes. Just to the X-Men, to the Fox X-Men that came before it. Now, I don't know if this is smart. I don't know if this is logical. But this is what I was just thinking about. Now, will it work? Could it work? Maybe. Maybe so. Maybe not. Who knows? Only time will tell. And you can also we can also see what the X-Men were doing when the Shatari were showing up or came through in the Battle of New York and what it was like for them. So, yes, it could work if it's done right. And maybe the Fantastic Four, too. But that's just my hopes of what could happen. What I would love to see happen with Wolverine and Hulk, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers. And you could explore what they were doing during Civil War. Both the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. It could work. But will it? Will it be good enough to spin a trilogy of Hulk versus Wolverines or Wolverine versus Hulks? And then, if that works out, you can do after the third Fantastic Four movie, you could do the new Avengers. I mean, the new Fantastic Four. Put Ghost Rider in that bad boy. Have Ghost Riders, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. That would be freaking amazing. Just think about it. After the first 3 MCU Fantastic Four movies are done and over, do the new Fantastic Four. Have the Ghost Rider show up. Have frickin' have the Hulk. Have Ghost Rider. I'm doing a YouTube video.
Where's my aunt?
I don't know. Have Ghost Rider, Hulk, Wolverine, and Spider-Man team up in the year 2024. Or 2025. That could work. Or during the 5-year time gap that we know nothing about. So, anyways, that's what I would love to see happen with the Fox X-Men continuity and the MCU continuity without retconning, without major retcons and keeping everything in continuity, which would be freaking awesome. Let's just hope that Kevin Feige does whatever he does best, and let's hope that Kevin Feige knows what he's doing with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys so blah, blah. That's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.